In this video, I'm going to show you how to create your own real-world cryptocurrency price tracker, just like CoinMarketCap, just like CoinGecko, so you can create your own apps that track real-world cryptocurrency prices. And don't worry, you don't have to be a blockchain expert or really know that much about programming in order to follow along with this tutorial. I'm going to show you everything step by step. So before we get into that, if you're new around here, hey, I'm Gregory, and on this channel, I turn you into a blockchain master. So if that's something that you're interested in, then smash the like button down below for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe to this channel. And if you want to learn how to master blockchain step by step from start to finish, head on over to dappuniversity.com/bootcamp to get started today. Here's a quick demo of the app that we're going to build together in this tutorial. So this is a cryptocurrency tracker website, a lot like CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko. So you'll see some of the top cryptocurrencies listed here in real time with their current prices and also their market caps. And then you can also see the global cryptocurrency market cap listed here. Now here's a diagram of how the application is going to work. So we will act as a user to talk to a website built in React.js. And then inside of this React.js application, we'll use the Axios library to make an API call to a special service called Rapid API. All right. And this Rapid API will talk to coinpaprika.com, which will pull in the cryptocurrency price data, return it to our React app, from Rapid API with Axios, and we'll display all that data on the page like you can see here. Now let's start building the project. So there's a link down in the description below to this GitHub repository. This is going to contain the final code solution for this tutorial, as well as the project diagram and the YouTube video link. But it will also contain the starter code, so you can get started really fast without having to build everything from scratch. Okay, so go ahead and copy this URL from your web browser whenever you've clicked through that. Then go to your terminal, say git clone, so -B, so this is the specific branch that we want to clone. It's not the master branch or the main branch. So git clone -B and say starter, okay, underscore code, all right, and then paste in the URL, and then boom, there we go. All right, so it's been cloned. So we'll enter into that newly created directory like this, cd crypto tracker, okay, and then we'll say npm install. This will install all the dependencies for the project. And now whenever you're finished, you'll see, this output here. Don't worry if you see a lot of warnings. That's okay. It kind of sucks for now, but that's sort of the state of things. So as long as you see a success message down here, your packages are installed and you're ready to go. So I'm going to open this project with my text editor and get a quick tour. So of course we have the package.json file. This is where all the dependencies for the project live. All right, so it's ready to go. So next, we're going to go to the source directory and look at the starter code that we have here. Okay, so go to source, components, and then app.js. So this is the main JavaScript file that we're going to write all the code in. All right. So this is a React.js application. Okay. So go back to our diagram here. The user is going to talk to a website, which is going to be written in React.js. Okay. So React is a JavaScript framework for building user interfaces. All right. So I've covered React extensively in my other tutorials on this channel. So if you've followed along with any of those, then you should be familiar with React by now. But if you're brand new, hey, that's okay. This is a way to create basically websites with JavaScript and HTML mixed in together so that you don't have to write everything out yourself, all right? Don't worry if you don't really understand everything about React in this tutorial. This is really just to get you started. You can learn everything you need to know by just jumping in and getting your hands dirty following along this particular tutorial. So the next thing we'll go look at is Axios. So that's the next piece of technology that we'll use to make API calls, all right? So here's the syntax for Axios. Basically, you make HTTP requests. So you can see this right here, like Axios get. So you can make a GET request to call a specific API endpoint, all right? And then use promises to handle the response. That's exactly what we'll do in this tutorial, because we'll call the Rapid API endpoint for CoinPaprika to fetch the cryptocurrency prices, and we'll use this API response to list out the cryptocurrency responses on the page. All right, that's what we're exactly using Axios for. This is a really popular library to use inside of React for making web requests in JavaScript. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the project here. So again, this app.js file is the main component where we'll write all the code. And this has been initialized for us. It's got some starter code, so we won't have to do everything step by step. But let's just start the web server to kind of verify everything, make sure it's working. So we'll say npm run start. And this should open up in a new browser tab. And let's see here. Wait for this to finish, and then boom, there we go. Awesome. So here's the starter template. So we have the website title here, Crypto Tracker. We have an empty table. So it's going to show us the rank, the logo, the name, the price, the market cap. And then now what we need to do is actually wire this up. So we have the basic template, but we don't have any data inside of here. And we're missing, the table rows and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I'll show you how to do in this tutorial. You can take a basic tour here. See, we've already got the code here for the crypto tracker. We've got the table here for the rank, the logo, the name, the price, and the market cap. And so what our task is going to be is to hydrate this table with the data. All right. So make the table body for all the cryptocurrency prices and basically, create all the header information for the cryptocurrency market cap. We'll fill that in up here. All right. So let's fetch the data with Axios from the Coin Paprika API with Rapid API. I'll show you how to do that. That'll be the first step. We're going to create an Axios request like this. Basically, we'll use the exact syntax that the Axios library showed us. So let's just go here and look at like the Axios get function. So, all right, I'll just literally copy and paste this and then just put it inside of here. So this is just going to be raw in the file. This won't actually work, but I'll just kind of show you what our starting point is. So this is how you make a GET request from Axios. So like Axios GET, you pass in the API endpoint, and then it uses a promise. So we can say then, all right, call the then function. Because basically what this call does is an asynchronous call, and in JavaScript you can call then on a function that returns a promise, and then whenever the promise finishes, or basically the API call finishes, you'll do all this stuff inside of callback function. That's what this thing here is called. This is the basic pattern about how we fetch data. So let's go ahead and wire that up. I'll create a get data function. I'll just clear this out. Say get data, and then I'll say equals, and then I'll pass in an arrow function, or I'll say it's equal to an arrow function here. And so let's say Axios. We'll use that Axios function, and then we'll put our configuration here. So one thing to note is I've already pulled in the Axios library right here. So you can see const Axios equals require Axios. That's exactly what the GitHub documentation tells us to do. So that's what we're going to do. And then I'm going to paste in the configuration for this call here. All right. You can find this from the final code solution. Basically, when you call Axios, it's just a function call that accepts an object, and then it has all of the parameters. So it's a GET request. That's what method GET means. All right. And we use this URL for Coin Paprika. All right. And then you configure the request headers, which basically says it's this type. All right. And then the host, and then the API key, and then use query string. So if you're wondering where these headers came from, they come from the Rapid API configuration. So I'm going to show you how to fetch all the information right now, as well as your API key, because you need an API key in order to access this data. So go ahead and hit that link down in the description below for the Rapid API sign up, and I'll show you how to get your API key right now. So I'm just going to click sign up with GitHub here. All right, I'll put a link to this down in the description below. I'll just click authorize the Rapid API. All right, there you go. You'll just fill out a few quick details here and then on to the next step. And so once you've entered in that information, you should see all your data here. So in order to continue on, you need to copy this API key here and save it for later. All right, so now what you want to do is take your API key and put it in here. All right, so I'm going to skip this step for now for me personally. I'll do mine here in a minute so I can keep that information off the screen. So ideally, like you'd want to keep your API key safe, like in a .env file or something like that. You don't really want to commit your API key to source, but we'll just leave it pasted in here for now, just because it's a tutorial. And this is the basic method for fetching the cryptocurrency data. All right, so getting cryptocurrency data. So now what we need to do is actually handle the response. So remember I said this is a promise-based library. So we can do is say then, all right, and then pass in a function, which will be response. All right, and then pass this in here. And for now, let's just say console.log response. All right, and then we've defined this function, but we haven't called it yet. So we're going to use a special lifecycle method in React called component will mount. So we'll say async component will mount. All right. And then we'll say this.get data. So this is defining the function, and then this is calling the function. So don't worry if you don't understand exactly what component will mount is. It's basically just a function inside of React that will get called before this render function when we put all the information on the page. All right, so it's a little bit of a React magic. There's plenty of React lifecycle methods you can check out if you want a better understanding of that. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and refresh this in the web browser and see the information. All right, so I'm just going to go refresh and then show the console here. And then boom, there we go. We can see the data logged to the console here. All right, so we can see the information that came back. Here is the data, all right? We see different coins, so Bitcoin, EOS, XRP, all these different cryptocurrencies, okay? So this is nice. And so now we want to keep continuing, coding out this response here. So then, all right, so instead of console logging it, let's actually use it. So let's say const coins equals response.data, all right? And then what we're going to do is actually take the coins that we want to track. So we're going to track very specific coins. We'll say like const cc array. So these are the coins we actually want to show inside of the table here. All right, so you can just add coins one by one like this. So like Bitcoin, if we want to find that, we can get Bitcoin, all right? So I've actually included a full list already at the top of this file. And so you can see these are all the coins that we want to track. So BTC, ETH, I've already imported all their image files, all right? So you can see that here in source logos, all right? Here's all the different images for the coins we want to track, all right? So we can just wire these up one by one. So just say BTC, ETH, link, ADA, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Just go down the list and we'll create our table like that. And so once we build that out, our full array will look like this. So we say Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, here are the different images, all right? So now we want to do is create a loop that searches through those cryptocurrencies and reads them out one by one like this. So we'll use a for loop in JavaScript. So say for, and we'll say let j equals 0, and we'll say j less than cc array length. All right, and then we'll say j plus plus. So basically, this is just going to fetch each of these one by one. All right. And then we'll say for let I equals 0. That's why we use j, the previous thing, because ij in the alphabet. I underscore coins.length. All right. And then we'll say plus I plus plus. All right. So we're going to do two loops here. And then we'll say if, coins, let's see, I will pass in the index here, dot name equals cc array, let's see, I dot name, all right? We'll just say, this is where we'll actually build the data and filter through the coins you want to do. We'll say basically coins I, and then we'll say, we'll get the image, all right? Equals, we're basically going to build an object that we'll put out on the page here. So cc array, and we'll say j dot image, and we'll say this dot set state, all right, and then we'll pass in the cc data equals this dot state dot cc data. Let's say coins. All right, so this might be a little confusing, but let me explain it. So this basically takes that response and then maps over it with a for loop, all right? And then it takes all these coins, all right, and then looks for each of those coins in the response, and then builds a specific response, and then adds it to the React state object. And so I can format that with the notes like this, all right? And that explains it a little better. So this React state object is what React uses to keep track of the data inside the application. So it's kind of like a front-end database. So we can basically update the default constructor with the state here, like this, and then we'll just update those values. So we'll do this, boom, all right. So CCG data, that's what we just built. All right, we'll also go ahead and create a default value for the market cap. We'll leave that blank for now, all right. I'll go ahead and save that. And then the last thing we want to do is just console.log right here. So we can see it in the console.log, this.state.cc data. And then show that in the console here. And then boom, there you go. We can see all the cryptocurrencies that we want to track. And these are all the ones we have images for. So now all we have to do is lay this stuff out on the page. But first we want to sort the coins by their ranking, okay? So I'll take out this console log and we'll do that like this. We'll say boom. So I say this.setState, CC data, and we'll just sort them like this. All right. So we'll take the A rank and then subtract the B rank, and that's how you sort them. All right. So we'll just do it by rank. And then finally, we want to add some error handling here. All right. So we'll just click put, do it after this. Say catch right here. So we do, then, and if that's it for successful API response. And if there's an error, we'll just catch it and then log it to the console. Okay. So there we go. Now let's go ahead and lay this information out on the page. So go down here to the body. All right. And then in this body, what we're going to do is put all the coins on the page like this. Basically, we'll say this.state.cc data.map. And then we'll say data, all right, key. And then we'll put the function like this. And then this is where we will basically create a table row for every single coin, all right, in our list. So we put this return function in here. And then I'm just going to paste in the table row from the final code solution, so we don't have to code all step by step. And then it's going to look like this, all right. Basically, we have each table row will look like this. Let me show you kind of like everything inside of here. All right, so first we give it a key. This is what's required by React for each unique table row. Then we just, dig into the index, we dig into the data for each coin. So we give it the rank here. We show the image, all right. We show it the link, all right, here for the name, all right. And then we show the price in US dollar and then the market cap in US dollar. All right, so let's save that, go to the page. And then it's loading, then boom, awesome, there we go. We can see the coins here. Yeah. So we could take out our sorting logic if we wanted to sort of observe that change. We could just comment this out, click save, and then let's just see here. Yeah, you don't see it quite sorted the same. So let's do that. And then, yeah, boom, there we go. So actually, it may be already sorted. We'll see. I don't know. I couldn't tell if it was different. But anyways, this for sure will sort it the way we want it to. It will enforce the sorting. So anyways, let's keep going. So that's the first major step, is to fill out all the coins in the page. The next thing we want to do is fetch the total market cap and put it here in the top right-hand corner. So that's what we'll do next. So in order to do that, we'll make a second API call with Axios. So we'll make it to the global endpoint. So basically after, this function here, we'll just continue on down. All right. And we'll fill out this data here. This is the global market cap. So we'll do another Axios call like this. All right. So it's another GET request to this URL for the global endpoint. All right. We've got the headers here. So a content type, these headers that are specified inside the API documentation, which we saw earlier. All right. And so, we'll handle this response. We'll say .then, and we'll just check the, say response. All right. And then we'll just console log. All right, we can see that in the console here. Uh-oh, we got an issue here. That's because I forgot to put my API key in here. So don't forget to do that. All right, you got to put your API key in here. All right, so let's try that again. Refresh, and then boom, there you go. So here's the data that comes back from the console. All right, boom, there you go. So we just need to dig into this data and then find this, this information right here and put it on the page. So inside the response, say, the global data is equal to the response data. All right. So we'll set the state to loading true. All right. So that the application is loading. We'll dig into that data and set the state to the global market cap like this. All right. So basically the global data and just get this particular value market cap in USD. All right. Then once that's done, we'll set the state loading to false. Okay. And then of course, if we have any kind of errors, we will simply catch them and log them to the console. All right. So the last thing we want to do is display this code on the header. Okay. So this is pretty simple. I'm just going to copy this from the final code solution and show you right here. So basically we'll say if this state is loading, then we'll just show a loader for now. All right. And if not, then we'll actually display the content on the page. So we'll say global crypto market equals this. We'll put a link in here and we'll say this.state.global market cap to locale string. Okay. All right. So save that and then go to the go to the web browser here, and then there you go. Boom. Awesome. You can see the global crypto market cap with the correct number here back from the API with some nice formatting. All right. So there you go. There's your complete, coin market cap clone, CoinGecko clone, your complete cryptocurrency tracker website. So hope you like this tutorial. Again, you can find the complete code solution here on the GitHub repository. All right. Just go to Dapp University GitHub for the crypto tracker. You can get started that way. If you have any problems, you can check your code with the final code solution. And so I'm excited to see what you build with this project. You can always tag me on Twitter to see what you built. And so that's all I've got for today, guys. Again, smash that like button down below and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And, if you want to, keep going with this, become a real world blockchain developer, then how can you get started today? Well, you can keep doing tutorials like this, but if you want to take the next step, then you can head on over to dappuniversity.com/bootcamp, where I can show you how to, build a real world blockchain application so you can, land a high paying job, become a freelancer, build your own project, whatever. All right. So that's all I've got. And until next time, thanks for watching Dapp University.